Shalom. This is a recap lesson on Romans chapter 3. Since we've already read the verses in previous lessons, this lesson will highlight the key nuggets written to the congregation in Rome, which included the born-again bloodline children of Yasharel and the Gentile believers who have been grafted into the family of Yah. As always, like, share, and subscribe to this channel as we continue with our Bible study. The nuggets from Romans chapter 3. So then he asked the question, so what advantage then does the Jew have? What advantage does the Yahudim have? Or what is the value of being circumcised? By the way, circumcision is a sign, okay? It is a sign of a person in covenant. That was why Abraham was told, you need to circumcise yourself now that we're in covenant, so that you remember, and I acknowledge, and all of your family members remember, you are in covenant with the Most High. But now we know that that physical sign was actually a precursor of the real sign, because our hearts have to be circumcised now. It is our hearts that are circumcised, and the circumcision is a sign of the covenant. So we're in covenant, but we're not looking at the outward signs. We're looking at that which comes out of us, okay? So what then is our advantage? We're the ones that were entrusted with the words of the Most High. And that's why I said what I said about the true nature of the Father's people is one of compassion. It's one of long suffering. It's one of mercy. All those things, that's what we've been entrusted with, okay? Why? Because we're the apple of his eye. In other words, when he sees us, he sees himself. That's what apple of the eye means. It's the little man, okay? Well, where do you see the little man? You see the little man in the eyes of your brother. But also, you see the little man in whomever's eyes you look at, because you're looking at a reflection of yourself. That's the apple of the eye of the Most High. When the Most High sees us, he sees a reflection of himself. And so what he's telling us as his people is, I don't like what I see. So it ain't me. You need to do something different, okay? And also, the value of being a Yahudim is that we then become that point of contact between the heavenly realm and the earthly realm. So that's why Yeshua taught the disciples to pray, your kingdom come and will be done on earth as it already is in heaven. So we're praying for the kingdom of heaven to come down to the earth. Well, what's the point of contact for the kingdom of heaven coming down to the earth? Is his people. We're that point of contact. And that's why when he says you have to be holy because I'm holy, when our friends, when our enemies, when the strangers see us, they see the Most High God. Point blank, period. That's being the point of contact between heaven and earth. Now, there's another way of saying that. The Apostle Paul said, we are ambassadors for Messiah. An ambassador isn't the country, but the ambassador operates on behalf of the country. That's who we are. We're that point of contact. So when somebody in Iran wants to contact somebody in the United States of America, they do that through an ambassador. But when that ambassador goes to Iran, he's not going they're not going underneath their own authority. They're going underneath the authority of the power of the United States of America. And so when they speak, they got millions of people behind those words. When we speak, we have the universe behind the words. That's why it says, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. Okay, so that's the advantage of being a Yahudim. We have that kind of authority. We have the privilege of being that conduit for the word of the Most High to be revealed on the earth. So, but ultimately, that point of contact coalesced or was made manifest by the word coming through generations of people underneath the Abrahamic covenant and manifesting itself in Yeshua HaMashiach. He came through us, y'all. That's the biggest point of contact. We were the woman, and still are the woman, who brought forth the child. So there's great advantage in being a Yasharel. But the focus wasn't supposed to be on us. The focus is on him because of what he did through us, for us, and ultimately for anyone else that would want that blessing. What blessing is that? Eternal life. See, the Most High is about life. The Most High is not about death. So we have the privilege of being the woman that was to be the mother of all living. Do you see the connection? But as individuals and even as a nation, we're not righteous. We are the righteousness of the Most High. So therefore, we're no better than any Gentile. That's why Romans 3 says there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek when it comes to that. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Okay? But what we have is the law, and the purpose of the law was to bring us first to that awareness. We ain't living right. That's the first awareness. And when we become aware of that, then we also become aware of, but the Most High in his mercy and his grace, he set up an entire culture in response to the fact that we weren't going to keep those laws. That's what the whole temple complex, tabernacle protocol, the priestly tribe. That's what all of that is about. That's grace. Aaron didn't choose himself. The Most High chose him. The Most High chose Aaron's sons. The Most High didn't choose all of Levi's children to be the priest. And Aaron didn't choose him either. The Most High did. But by the time Yeshua came on board, or was walking the earth, the priest and the high priest, they didn't even come from Aaron's seed. Now that's a whole nother study. But human beings decided, no, we'll tell you who your priests are. Okay, that was Romans who did that. Okay, and they're Gentiles. Okay, so that shows you how far away from where we were supposed to be we had gotten by that time. And that's why Yeshua had to come. But the thing is, all of that was done so that we could be aware of sin. Every time you sinned, how did you know you sinned? There was a law there that said you shall not kill or you shall not steal. So every time you stole something, that law props up. Okay. Every time you did something inadvertently, that law popped up. So what did you have to do? You had to bring something innocent, kill it, give it to the priest, and let the priest put that blood where the Most High would recognize it. And that whole process was the process of grace, because none of it came from humans. So when the Apostle Paul says, "For by grace are you saved through faith," that was in operation in the wilderness. That didn't just happen after Jesus died. We've always been saved by grace. So the purpose of the law was and is to bring awareness of sin, but we're not supposed to worship the law. It's not the law that saves us. So don't worship it. And as we just said, and so nobody's justified by the works of the law. What the law does is it tells us that we're not in alignment with the righteousness of the Most High. That's really what the law is, the plumb line. That's a biblical principle. Okay. So whenever you hear of a prophet being told to measure the temple, what the prophet is actually being told is go back to the foundation of the purpose of this structure, spiritual structure now, not physical structure, and build it just like I told you to. All right. So it's the same thing. So nobody is justified by the works of the law. The law tells us that we're not aligned, but that we need to be aligned. And that's what Jesus did. He showed us how to align ourselves with the Most High. And he made a way for us to be aligned with the Most High. And then the Most High can tell us, be holy because I'm holy. We can't be holy without the blood of Yeshua. That ain't happening. Okay. Because to be holy means to be set apart and for the Most High's use, and he can't use us if we're full of sin. So that's why Yeshua is so important. Okay. So, but ultimately the Most High is the God of the Yasharel or the Jews, and he's the God of the Gentiles. He's both. So that's what we wanted to cover with those two slides. Father, bless you and keep you. Father, make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. Father, lift up his countenance upon you and give you his shalom.